As the two presidents stage a showdown on the border, another border battle played out in court today. A judge invalidated Texas' new law that would have empowered local police to arrest migrants for crossing into the United States illegally.
The law is now on hold just 5 days before it's set to go into effect. Our Ryan Chandler has a look at how that power struggle is playing into today's border visits.
The operation that they showed me is nothing less than incredible. And I'll say this, it's a military operation. I mean, we have this is like a war.
President Trump praising Texas's unilateral efforts to lock down the border.
The governor in Texas picked up the ball and they've done an incredible job.
But any farther efforts are now in question. The Biden administration pushing back on Texas's show of force.
Biden does not care.
Governor Abbott is showing strength on the border with President Trump, but back here in Austin, he suffered a loss. A judge here at the federal courthouse ruled Texas's novel new border enforcement law, Senate Bill 4, is unconstitutional. For now, that bars those troops down in Eagle Pass from inheriting new powers, like the ability to arrest and deport illegal immigrants.
Texas has invoked the authority provided to us in Article 1, Section 10 of the United States Constitution to declare an invasion and for Texas to defend ourselves.
The court not buying that argument, writing, surges in immigration do not constitute an invasion within the meaning of the Constitution. The author of the law tells us this fight is far from over.
The whole environment's different around this conversation when it gets to the Supreme Court.
Attorney General Ken Paxton has already appealed to try and uphold Senate Bill 4. Ryan Chandler, KXAN News.
Going in depth, today activists at Eagle Pass rallied against former President Trump's visit. Today, members of the Texas Border Coalition denounced the former president and Governor Abbott's border policy, which they say militarizes a community in need of basic aid.
Everyday people in my community need affordable health care. They need jobs with living wages, secure housing, quality public education, and a safe, dignified environment to exist in. These things cost money and attention, the kind of money and attention that is currently being spent on fleets of new police cars, weapons, drones, concertina wire, and endless court cases against people who in many instances are only guilty of seeking refuge and work.
And digging a little deeper, we looked into a February Texas Politics Project poll, which shows strong feelings on the border from Republicans. 74% of Republican voters surveyed said they consider the number of migrants trying to cross the border a crisis. That number is just 20% for Democrats. In the same poll, 11% of Republican voters and 37% of Democrats consider it a serious problem, but not a crisis. And another poll combining both Republican and Democratic voters found that 66% of surveyed Texas voters support deploying state military to the border, with 27% opposed. And that same poll found 65% of Texas voters support the construction of walls on the border, while 28% oppose that. And then on the issue of using buoys and barbed wire to deter migration, 57% of voters supported, 36% against.